Hello everybody. Today I went to a car boot sale, and in the UK, it's probably the same in America and other countries, but in the UK people turn up with their cars and they empty their boots of lots of bric-a-brac and old clothes and things like that, and things they want to sell. And it's a good place to go looking for old film cameras. So every Sunday when there's a car boot sale on, I'll go there for 20 minutes and have a walk around, and sometimes I come back with nothing and sometimes come back with something. And today I came home with the following two cameras, and I paid £2 for this one, and I paid £1 for this one. I thought I'd do a quick video on these two cameras. Well, to be honest, I'm going to do most of the video on this camera. This is just really quickly Olympus F1 Mini, great little camera, and you see it works. It's flashing, it's empty at the moment. What I did actually was I checked inside, and there was two really rotten leaking batteries inside, so they were trying to get £3 for it, and I said, well, I'll give you two. And I because I said, it might not work, I'll have to clean the battery contacts with some vinegar, which I did when I got home, and then it worked fine. And a few years ago, this is a camera I probably wouldn't have bothered buying. Olympus F1 Mini, I don't know, it just didn't seem like that special a camera. But as film cameras are getting more popular, and point and shoot seems to be really popular, it's getting harder and harder to find them at car boot sales and in charity shops. So when I do see one, I think, oh, actually, I might as well buy it. And when I got on eBay, when I got home and had a look at the prices these are going for, I was quite surprised. I think they're sort of £40 plus for one of these, whereas a few years ago, sort of £10, £5 if you were lucky. Because it hasn't got a particularly fast lens, it's only an f3.5, but even so, it's a very sharp lens, and so I can kind of see why they're starting to get more popular. Okay, so that was okay. This camera is the Samsung AF1 Slim, and I'll be honest, when I think Samsung, I think TVs and I think phones. I don't think little point and shoot cameras really. And so when I saw this, and it did say Samsung AF1 Slim on it when I got it, but it was all gunky and coming away and sticky, and so I cleaned it with some sticky stuff remover, which looks like this, and some cotton buds. And the moment that I wiped that the stickiness off, all the lettering came off as well. So it's a bit of a stealth one now, hasn't? You can't tell what it is from the front. But anyway, I had a quick look at it and I thought, no, I'll pass on that. And the guy said, oh, £1, just take it. I don't want to take it back home. And I was like, okay, all right. So for £1, I'll take a punt on it. And so I came home with these two cameras for £3. This camera, when I got home, I googled it and was surprised to see that it was reviewed on 35mmc, which is a great sort of blog website. And so I was like, oh, it must be something about this camera that makes it kind of reasonably worth maybe shooting with if it's been reviewed on that website. And I eBay searched for it, and actually they're worth a little bit of money. So I was quite surprised and got quite lucky really. And as I say, I only paid £1, so can't go wrong really. And I put a battery in it, and the battery goes in here like that. And I can't even remember the name of the battery. It was a CR123A lithium battery, and it fired up. And I've taken it out today, and I've shot a roll of Fomapan 100 film, and I've developed that film all today. So I've bought it, I've shot a roll of film, I've developed the roll of film. I'm going to scan the roll of film after this video, and then at the end of this video, when I upload it, I'll put some photos that were taken today, on the day I bought the camera, with this camera with Fomapan 100 film, which is, as you can guess, ISO 100 film. So it's sort of fine grain, not particularly fast black and white film, but that's a film I really like. Okay, so just a quick bit about this camera. It is an early 1990s camera made in Korea by Samsung sold it. Well, it was their camera, and it looks a bit like the Konica Big Mini. It's kind of got this little square, kind of rectangular-y kind of bit with the lenses, and when you turn it on, you press this button, and it's incredibly noisy and whiny, which is pretty much the main negative about it. And it looks like that when it's on. And you'll see, you can almost see some more lettering there. You can't quite read it. Well, if you can get it to focus closely, it's that's the macro mode. So what's great about this camera, and the thing that it shares with the Konica Big Mini, is it can focus as close as 30 centimeters. The other thing is, unlike the Konica, it will. The Konica basically won't take the photo if it can't, whereas this camera will take the photo regardless, and at a kind of fixed distance. So, but yeah, you kind of press it down halfway, and you've got a light system. It's flashing. When you get a solid green, you know you're okay, and it takes the shot. There is an AF1 Slim R, which came out, I think, a little bit after this, again in the early 90s. The R stands for red eye reduction lamp, so it has an extra little bit on the front for reducing red eye, but I'm not bothered about that. I'll be shooting black and white anyway, so. And what else really? Well, it's got some modes on it, so, and I'm struggling to find a manual that would go through what they all are, but I've kind of done a little bit of research before doing this video, so I'll try and go through the modes for you in case you pick up one of these cameras, like I did. So you've got the flash is indicated there, so you press this button. That's the fill-in flash, so sort of, reduced flash just to fill in for, say, portraits and things, a little bit of extra light. And then you go like that and it turns it off. What's interesting is when it's off, you can press that, turn it off, and you think, oh, brilliant. When I turn the camera on, the flash will be off. Turn the camera on. No, it puts the flash back on. So as soon as the camera's on, press it twice, and then the flash is off. To be honest, though, this is one of those cameras where you take it out on a sunny day, and the flash isn't going to kick in anyway. It's not a bad little camera. The writing that was on the front did say what lens it was. From memory, it's a 35mm f3.5, I think. But unfortunately, that kind of came off when I was cleaning it. And then otherwise, the modes that you've got, other than the flash modes. So I'll turn it off for now. And if I go through the modes, so the first one is you get this little symbol here, and that basically means it's going to kind of expose with for a bit of backlight behind your subject. So your subject's backlit, and you need it to give an extra stop of light so that they're not kind of like in shadow. Then you press that button, and it'll expose correctly for the subject when they're backlit. Then you've got self-timer mode there. Then you've got double self-timer. So you set it going, you sit down and get it to take a picture of you. It'll take two, one after the other, which is quite cool. Haven't seen that before. That is continuous, so you hold it down, it'll just take one photo after the other, so that's the continuous mode. You've got bulb mode, which I don't think I've seen bulb mode on a little plastic point and shoot before. That's quite cool. You've got Now this is something again I haven't seen on point and shoots before. Interval 60 seconds. So it'll take a picture every minute until it has gone through all of the photos on your film. So say 24, 36 shots on a roll of film. You've got interval 10 minutes. It'll take a picture every 10 minutes. And then you've got 30 minutes. So it'll take a picture every 30 minutes. So you could put this on a tripod and set it up, and it'll take a picture every 30 minutes, which is that's kind of quirky, kind of cool. I can't see myself using it, but then again, I think, what other cameras? I mean, post a comment. Do you know of another camera, a little point and shoot like this, that does intervals like that? That's kind of cool. I wonder if you could use it for sort of stargazing shots or something at night. Not sure. Okay. Right. And then you've got another mode, which is I want you to rewind the film now. So you could be 10 shots into a roll of film and you want to rewind it, which is a bit weird. I can't say that I would do that. And then back to normal again. So you've got all these kind of interesting little modes as well. Inside the camera, we open it up. So it's got these little sensors here, so it can read the DX coding on film, so you can't set the ISO or the ASA manually. So if you're bulk loading film, then I wouldn't use your bulk loaded film with this camera. I didn't. I stuck a standard roll of foam pan in that has the DX coding on the side, so the camera would know that that is ISO 100 film. But you pop it in, you drag it over to there, and you close the back. Now, the first time I did it, I didn't wind the film on, so I had to just drag it pretty much so the leader of the film was right on this, right up to this edge, not sort of here, but right over. Then I closed the back, did this, and that said 1, and I was good to go. Trying to think if there's really anything else. There really isn't. That's about it. I think really with a camera like this, it's what will make this camera something that I take out regularly with me is its size, all the quirky little modes that it's got, the fact that I can turn the flash off. But really, what will make me take this camera out regularly and not sell it is if the photos that it takes that I took today are any good. If they're nicely exposed and they're sharp, and with point and shoot cameras, sometimes they kind of miss focus and things like that. So if this camera's nailing focus in almost all the shots and it's exposing them correctly, then this is a keeper. And for £1, you can't argue, really, can you? So that was my review of the Samsung AF1 Slim. Get down the car boot sales and look for those point and shoot cameras, because that's where they are. You go on eBay, you're always going to be paying more. So hopefully you'll be lucky, like I was today. Thank you.